Good evening, I'm Sierra Clark.
And I am Victoria Lund. The class of 2013 would like to welcome you to our graduation. First, I want to say congratulations, class of 2013. We made it. Tonight, we are being awarded for all of our hard work and dedication. Secondly, I would like to thank everyone in the audience for coming tonight. We would not be celebrating this achievement if it were not for all of your support and encouragement. You are the backbone for our success.
Therefore, tonight is not only an award for all of us, it is also an award for you. So classmates, let's express our appreciation by giving them a hand. I hope you enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Seniors, take advantage of tonight because tomorrow we will start a new chapter in our lives. At this time, the Raytown High School Choir, under the direction of Susan Hazerig, will sing The Awakening. Thank you.
I too would like to welcome you to the 107th commencement of Raytown High School. As we begin, I'd like to thank the First Baptist Church of Raytown for allowing us the use of this wonderful facility for tonight's commencement. I'd also like to thank Ms. Carla Williams, Mr. Dale Berry, and the rest of the staff here at First Baptist Church for their assistance. The senior class wishes for this to be a dignified ceremony. These are outstanding young men and women who deserve to be honored and dignified in an appropriate manner. We also want to thank you for attending this evening and ask your assistance in maintaining the dignity of tonight's ceremony. At this time, please permit me to introduce our platform guests. Please stand and hold your applause until I read everybody's name. Dr. Alan Markley is the superintendent of schools. Dr. Christy Collins DeLarber, the president of the C2 Schools Board of Education. Dr. Pam Artland, board member. Mr. Jerome Barnes, board member. Mr. Terry Landers, board member. Ms. Bobby Salisbury, board member. Our speakers for this evening will be Jackson Bonifield, Sierra Clark, Stephanie Fox, Victoria Lund, Greg Scott, Blake Shepard, and Jasmine Ward. Please give them a round of applause. Graduating seniors, I would like for each of you to look around to family members and special friends who are here to share this evening with you. Many of them have come from several miles away to support you tonight. After tonight's ceremony, please take the time to thank them for their support, as well as for the support they've given you all through your life. I'd like to extend my personal congratulations to each and every one of the members of the class of 2013. Each of you has overcome your own obstacles in order to be part of tonight's graduating class. At this time, senior members of the choir will perform our traditional graduation song, Beautiful Savior, under the direction of Miss Susan Hazelrig. Choir. Raytown High School is very fortunate to have many talented students who demonstrate high academic achievement, persistence, leadership, and loyalty to their school. 90 of the 348 seniors began kindergarten in the Raytown School District and have attended all the way through high school. 268 of them have completed all 4 years of high school together at Raytown High. At this time, I'd like to introduce the students who represent the top 10. Students in the senior class. As I call their names in alphabetical order, I'd like these individuals to stand at their seats. I'd also request that you hold your applause until all of the names have been announced. Andrew Best, Jake Freebowl, Victoria Lund, Ashley Neiman, Nicholas Peterson, Greg Scott, Kelsey Smedley, Connor Smith, Evan Steele, Rashay Taylor. Please recognize these students with a round of applause. Please be seated. Will the following students please stand? Andrew Best, Jake Freebold, Victoria Lund, Kelsey Smedley. These students have maintained a 4.0 for all 4 years of Raytown High School. Please be seated. Will the following students please stand? Logan Anderson, Andrew Best, Victoria Lund, Heather Perry, Nicholas Peterson, Greg Scott, Allison Cerna, Kelsey Smedley, Connor Smith, and Evan Steele. These students have been recognized by Missouri's Bright Flight program. The state of Missouri recognizes students who score in the top 5% on the ACT. This year, that score was a 30 or better. Please recognize them with a round of applause. Please be seated. Students, if you have completed 100 hours of community service, please stand. Let's recognize them with a round of applause as well. Please be seated. Students, if you are wearing a yellow honor cord, please stand. Well, hang on. These students are members of the National Honor Society and have worked for 40 or more hours in community service. Please recognize them with a round of applause. Students, if you're wearing a blue and gold honor cord, please stand. These students are members of the Quill and Scroll Honor Society for Journalism. Please recognize these students with a round of applause. Please be seated. Students, if you're wearing a gray honor cord, please stand. These students are members of the National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Please recognize these students with a round of applause. Students, if you're wearing a ruby and silver honor cord, please stand. These students are active members of the National Forensics League. Please recognize them with a round of applause. Students, if you're wearing a blue and white honor cord, please stand. These students are members of Student Council. Please recognize them with a round of applause. Students, if you are, please be seated. Students, if you're wearing a Student Council stole and blue and white honor cord, please stand. These students are members of the Executive Board of the Student Council. Please recognize them with a round of applause. The Raytown High School graduates of 2013, as with all graduates, are anxious to put their high school years behind them and move on to the next phase in their lives. Each member of this class has left an impression on Raytown and will leave here with their own memories. I will remember this class as one that strove for excellence and finished strong. They have proven themselves to be truly exceptional. They are ready for anything they face in the coming years. Students, it has been a privilege to be your principal. I'm very proud to have you as a graduating class this year. As of May 30th, 2013, a total of $659,860 for the first year in scholarships have been confirmed by a letter to a total of 124 seniors. Many students will not receive confirmation of financial aid until later this summer. Also, considering that much of this assistance is renewable each year and basic grants have not been awarded, the ultimate value of aid for these students will receive during their college careers will be much greater. It's possible for these seniors to accumulate a total of $2,328,000 at the end of their college career. There are a few individuals I'd like to recognize at this time. When I call your name, please stand. Please hold your applause until I am finished with all the seniors. These seniors have received state and national recognitions. Stephanie Fox, Academic All-American by the National Interscholastic Swim Coaches Association. Logan Anderson, 2-year member of the Missouri All-State Band on trumpet, superior rating at the State Solo and Ensemble Festival on trumpet, John Philip Sousa Band Award winner. Nick Peterson, superior rating at State Solo and Ensemble Festival on marimba. Johnny White, superior rating at State Solo and Ensemble Festival on saxophone, Louis Armstrong Jazz Award winner. Joseph McCutcheon, superior rating at State Solo and Ensemble Festival on saxophone. Audrey Drace, superior 1 rating at State Solo and Ensemble Festival on French horn, superior 1 rating at State Vocal Music Contest. Larry Hernandez, superior 1 rating at State Music Contest, National School Orchestra Award. Blake Shepard, excellent 2 rating at Orchestra State Music Contest. Zakiah Marshall, excellent 2 rating at Orchestra State Music Contest. Evan Steele, excellent 2 rating at Orchestra State Music Contest. Sierra Clark, State Cheerleading, All-American Cheerleading. Cecily Fullilove, State Cheerleading. Cheyenne Davis, State Cheerleading. Delshawn Haywood, State Cheerleading. Kennedy Randolph, State Cheerleading. Ricklin Gladney, State Cheerleading. Caitlin Sampson, State Cheerleading. Alyssa Powell, State Cheerleading and All-American Cheerleading. Rebecca Woodward, State Cheerleading. Slakisha Murray, State Cheerleading and All-American Cheerleading. Kelsey Barrett, First Team All-Conference 4 years. First Team All-District 4 years. McDonald's All-American nominee, scored 1,000 points in her career at Raytown High School. Heather Perry, 2 Show Me Awards and 7 Superior Awards for newspaper photography. 2 Show Me Awards and 1 Superior Award for newspaper design. 2 Superior Awards in yearbook page design. Erica Bess, Superior Award for newspaper sports writing. Lauren Horning, 4 Show Me Awards for yearbook photography. Zaylis Landis, 2 Superior Awards for yearbook photography. Jordan Smurl, 4 Superior Awards in yearbook page design. Victoria Lund, 2 Superior Awards in yearbook page design, named to the Missouri Scholars 100 as one of the top 100 students in Missouri. Reese Fisher, All-Missouri Electronic Journalism Award for Raytown versus Raytown South football. All-Missouri Electronic Journalism Award for Raytown football. All-State Track and Field in the 4x200. Caitlin Gritz, Imolani Raphael, and Jessica Runyon. Superior Award in Electronic Journalism for Senior Slideshow Trailer 2013. Nico Penzino, James Dickerson. Superior Award in Electronic Journalism for Senioritis. Wayne Lewis, first place in auto refinishing technology at the Skills USA contest. Jamie Nix, second team All-State offensive line, participant in the MoCan All-Star football game. Jason Ellison, third team All-State defensive line. Jake Freebull, 2-time academic All-State football. Jordan Jamerson, academic All-State football. Please give a round of applause for these outstanding accomplishments. You guys can have a seat. Tonight, the tributes will be presented by Mr. Greg Scott and Miss Jasmine Ward. Mr. Scott.
What did you learn at school today? My mom has asked me every weekday for the last 13 years. My responses have diminished from entire 30-minute long talks about how cool I thought learning about bugs was back in kindergarten to nothing over the course of that time. And earlier this year, I asked my mom why she so consistently asked me that same question. I mean, for years I've been telling her that I hadn't learned anything at all in school, and yet she still asks. Her reason? Well, you're there to learn, aren't you? Being that I'm me, I simply scoffed at the absurd simplicity of her answer. And I was content in thinking that my mother was a strange creature and that her tendencies weren't worth worrying about. I mean, of course it was cool to learn. I'd learned all about how to derive, the American government system, and all sorts of random science facts I couldn't imagine using. So that was it then. I was done worrying about it, and I put it off my mind. And yet, it still bugged me. Was I really at school to learn? I went to school because I was forced to go, and certainly there was no choice of mine in the matter. But did I pay attention in class so that I could learn the information, or was it so I could pass the next test? Did I take notes because I wanted to remember the words of my teacher forever, or was it because taking notes was required? Did I do my homework to obtain a better understanding of the material, or was it to get a good grade? Now, the answer to these questions scared me because they proved that I wasn't at school to learn at all. And I had to ask myself, was I doing it wrong? And when did I get off the right course? I was worried, so I asked my friends if they were at school to learn. And to my surprise, most of them said no. When I asked why they were there, they said they didn't know, or they were forced to come. And one person even said, I hear they give you a diploma if you last all 13 years. I laughed at that comment. Is that really why we were there? To get a piece of paper at the end of it? If that's true, why do people make such a big deal out of coming to school every day? I mean, I could have easily gotten D's through school and still gotten a piece of paper at the end. It wouldn't even look different. And besides, successful people like Carl Sandburg, the famous American poet, and Benjamin Franklin never got that piece of paper. And yet, that's why I was there, just to get that piece of paper. It appeared that I was indeed doing it wrong. And that was about the time I stopped caring so much about school. I got involved in other things. I became the president of the National Honor Society, and I got the lead role in one of the school plays. And I came out of my shell. I changed a lot, and many of my old beliefs faded away and were replaced by new ones. I made lots of new friends because of it. I stopped worrying so much about grades, and I just had a good time. And most importantly, I started enjoying school, and then I started loving it. And through all of it, strangely, my grades were better than they ever been in the past. I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I was at home for less and less time every day, and I wasn't exactly focusing on my homework. So I did what I always do when I can't figure something out. I paced around my house. I paced around for a while, and I checked Power School a few more times just to make sure it was correct. And then I realized what had happened. I started learning. All those life experiences I had all of a sudden had taught me more than I'd ever learned in the past of just walking through school in a zombie-like trance. And because of it, I did better than I'd ever done when I just feverishly worked through worksheets just so I could say they were finished. So I guess now's a good time to make my point, and of which I have two. The first is to the school board and all of our wonderful teachers that are here today. When you guys are planning your next lesson and getting ready to stress the importance of the EOC or the SAT or the MAP test or whatever to your students for the 50th time this week, take a step back and think about it. Are they here to learn? Are they here to pass that test? Or are they there to understand biology? Remember that students come to school to learn, and if they do, all the rest will follow. And finally, to all of the people here today, when you wake up in the morning and go to your job, ask yourself, am I doing this for the right reason? Now, I don't claim to know what the right reason is, but try to find it in yourself. Remember that time is precious, and if you're not careful, you lose something amazing before you get a chance to appreciate it. So, what did you learn at school today?
My parents loved to tell the story of their eldest child, a young girl who could read and write and speak Spanish, but who couldn't jump. No matter how hard she tried, this little gap-toothed toddler couldn't quite lift her legs the right way, gather the strength or momentum to get herself off the ground. She was weak and she was afraid. About 8 years old, they say, is when she finally got it down. But I know that's an over-exaggeration. It did take me a while to learn how to jump, but I promise that by the first grade, I had it down to a science. It's just that jumping is awkward. Lifting the entirety of oneself off the ground using only the strength one may or may not possess in their legs it sounds difficult and incredibly physical. Jumping is a mental challenge. How easy is it to stay safe and solid on the ground with no fear of crashing down hard? Yet, we do it all the time. We jump when we're extremely excited or extremely nervous, with no thought connected to it. And we make less literal jumps, too. Asking someone out to prom, applying for a job application, literally any other time where we put ourselves out on the line, waiting for a free fall, hoping that the ground is there to catch us. Graduating from Raytown High is the biggest jump any of us have yet to make. It's been tough. We have weathered through exams and drama and late nights, but we're here, and we'll go high, guys. We've built the momentum for years to not only get off the ground, but to keep going. We've gathered the skills and confidence to leave this place and simply do more. And yes, it's scary leaving the only place you know, your friends and your family and your homes, where things may not be easy, but are our own forms of normal. Yet, I'm sure that if any of us begin to fall, it won't be earth-shattering. We're stronger than that. Sometimes when I jump, I don't land right and I topple over or twist my ankle awkwardly, but I've never broken anything. And sometimes I sit on the ground and wallow in a little self-pity, but I always get back up, legs strong and ready to go again. Raytown has prepared us to do the same thing. We've been enriched with so much in our past 4 years here. Intelligence and honesty and integrity and the common knowledge that we can, that if ever we do fall before our time, it won't be earth-shattering. The strength from Raytown High has instilled in us an ability for awkward ankle twist, for pouts on the ground, but not for broken bones and dreams unaccomplished. Perhaps some of us are afraid, but really, it's a bit too late for fear. We've done it. We're already off the ground, and we're going to be okay. We've got strong, sturdy legs and a foundation from Raytown High that simply will not break. We've launched off, and we're going to go far. We'll loft back down eventually, ready for the next adventure, but the fear of hitting the ground with goals left unfulfilled is unnecessary. And in 5 or 10 or even 20 years, we'll remember ourselves the way my parents remembered me. Awkward, gangly runts with the ability to pass calculus tests, snap award-winning photos, or win the home game, but the inability and fear of jumping. And then we'll remember today, the day we did it, and the days and weeks and months afterwards when we continued to soar.
Thank you for providing those wonderful comments. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Joseph Hill as the RHS band plays Sheltering Sky. we prepare for the presentation of the diplomas, let me take just a moment to remind you of some of our procedures. Personal photographs may be taken from the seating area only. The professional photographer will be taking pictures of each senior as they receive their diploma. Also, the ceremony is being videotaped. The superintendent of schools, Dr. Alan Markley, provides the leadership for the C2 school district. It's my sincere pleasure to invite Dr. Markley to the podium to present the class of 2013. Dr. Markley.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education and the Raytown C2 School District, I would like to welcome you to the 2013 Raytown High School Commencement Ceremony. I stand here before you tonight experiencing some of those same emotions that you're going through, but I'm the one that's got to finish this speech, so stay with me. These young men and women behind me tonight, back in the fall of 2000, you were probably experiencing an emotion that would this day ever come? Maybe hoping this day would never come because you want them to stay with you and protect them, and I understand that being a father. Sitting behind me are a group of outstanding people. Not all have traveled the same path to get here tonight, but what they have learned along the way and how they got here, considering what they possibly went through, should be an inspiration to all of us sitting here. We can do anything we set our minds to. That's the attitude we must have. Some of these students will be receiving academic scholarship, as you heard this evening, and they will be going on to do great things. Many countless hours of studying, preparing for exams. They were forging a path to follow, and that path has been started. Some students will be going on and receiving athletic scholarships. Now, I can tell you, I know there's many here sitting tonight, never thought that those practices when they were little would ever end, or those multiple sports, and sometimes 3 or 4 practices a night. And I'm saying that because I have 3 young sons, and I may need a little advice. I'll meet you in the foyer tonight to help me get through the next 16 years. Now, some of these students here tonight took a different path. They were knocked down again and again, but they got up and they dusted themselves off. And they're sitting here tonight with that same robe and that same cap, and they're going to walk across this stage, and that may be one of the greatest paths of all time. And we're here to acknowledge that tonight. As I think about the words that I wanted to say tonight, and if any of you were at the Raytown South High School graduation, you know I've changed it up since Tuesday. It's not the same one. But some of it's similar. I think about the things that I want you to do, seniors, what I think is important to me. If you think you had to pay us back for something that we have done while you have gone through our school system, or your parents while they have raised you, maybe the greatest thing, you're going to go on and you're going to accomplish many great things, maybe cures for certain diseases, championing rights for the poor, whatever that may be. But maybe the most important to me, and I used to tell this to my students when I was teaching it, to pay me back for what I have done for you, I don't need money. I don't need praise. But if someday you become a mother and a father and a husband and a wife, do that to the best of your ability. That is how you can pay us back, and that's how you'll change society. I don't think these students realize what graduating from the Raytown C2 school district means. And when I say that, the storied history, you heard well over 100 years of this high school alone and this school district in existence. And let me just say, I cannot go anywhere in Raytown and not have a conversation with someone who has graduated from Raytown. There's one of them sitting up here as your board president tonight, and they are so proud of where they've come from. They're not only proud of their school district, they're proud of their community. To take it further, I have been in the states of Florida and California at different meetings, and it is a small world, people. I run into people, they see my name tag and they say, oh, you're from Raytown. Yeah, well, I graduated from there in 1956. Well, okay, it's a great place. We love it there. That's home. There is a feeling of unity, and you won't feel it tonight because all you can do is wait to get to project graduation and get the tickets and maybe get the prizes. I understand that. I'm with you. If I could get some tickets, I'd put my name on them. But you'll realize someday how important this town, this school district, and this school community you see out here in front of you tonight really is. And that's another thing. The realization of that is how you can pay us back. The young men and women before you have met the requirements of the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education in the Raytown School District. By virtue of the power vested in me as superintendent of schools, I declare these Raytown High School seniors eligible to receive their diplomas. Friends and families, I hereby present the class to you, the sons and the daughters of Raytown High School 2013.
To all the wonderful parents, grandparents, family, and friends, and to my classmates, good evening. I am Blake Shepard.
And I'm Jackson Bonnetfield. On behalf of the class of 2013, I'd like to welcome you all to our commencement.
Over the past 13 years, we have grown from children to young adults, learning from our mistakes and successes as a group. And in just a few moments, we'll be handed a little piece of paper stating that our hard work and effort have made a difference and that our mistakes thus far have not hindered in tonight's accomplishment to graduate.
Because of this, we respectfully ask that everyone please hold his or her applause until after we've sung the alma mater and changed the tassel.
The focus of tonight's celebration should not only be on each and every young man and woman walking across the stage tonight, but on all of us as a whole as well. That individual young man or woman could be your baby, and the pride and joy of seeing them walk across the stage and receiving that diploma may make you want to dance and shout. But please, remember that behind your baby is someone else's baby. And they want their baby's name rung out in clarity just as you do.
So please show respect not only to everyone tonight, but to this beautiful chapel as well, so that every graduate's name can be heard. We want our graduation to be conducted with class and dignity. After all the names have been read, we'll congratulate this incredible class as a whole one last time.
Thank you, and good luck to the seniors of the class of 2013.
As the graduates take their place and prepare to have their names read and receive their diplomas, I'd like to introduce the readers of the senior names. To my left, Ms. Lena Willie, Raytown High School's 2013-2014 Teacher of the Year. To my right, Mr. Rob Uclea, Senior Class Counselor. Junior ushers, please prepare the graduates.
Jasmine Olivia Ward.
Wayne Anthony Lewis III.
Jackson Alexander Bonifield.
Emma Edith Varela.
Blake Anthony Shepard.
Antonio Ortiz Albor.
William Gregory Scott.
Eric Craig Atchley III.
Stephanie Nicole Fox.
Sydney Ruth Keene.
Sierra Lachey Clark.
Palav Bhimakumar Nike.
Victoria Ruth Lund.
Paulina Bizano Abance.
Zachary Cantrell Thompson.
Perla Karina Martinez.
Dallas Coleman Jones.
Delia Rodriguez.
Austin Lee James Cornelius.
Elizabeth Leon.
James Allen Donald Curran.
Vicente Garcia.
Derek Dwayne Glees Hall Jr.
Nathaniel Lamont Nixon.
Alan Lee Martin.
Brandon Malik Neal.
Vicente Azienta.
Jerron Cremont Bracy Jr.
Roger Leroy Powell.
Darnisha Williams.
Manrico Cortez Fletcher.
Adrian Alexander Lamb.
Zachary Coleman.
Kevin Dwayne Wilson.
George Villa Jr.
Cache Liana Harton.
Jesse Ann Payne.
Deja Nicole K. Finch.
Wyshad Smith.
Kaylin Janae Sims.
Allison Lee Bryant.
Jordan Noel Ransberg.
Adira K. Boyd.
Malisha Carter.
Tiffany Coleman.
Diamond Nike Anderson.
Karan Earl Mason.
Aaron Charles Lamar Vanderberg.
Abraham Ponce de Leon.
Martell Mosby.
Tavion Dewan Ellenberg.
Jason Lamont Lucas Jr.
Sydney Nicole Walker.
DeAnthony Deontay Reese.
Addison Leanne Downs.
Kevin DeAndre Jordan.
Amber Michelle Bender.
Toy Chantel Moore.
Vonell Rayshawn Green.
Shaquille Shamar Neal.
Chevale Dion Bell.
Ashton Nicole Radford.
Cornelius Demond Carey Jr.
Jessica Leanne Bailey.
Shaneri Jimenez Santiago.
Cassandra Louise Pierce.
Tiffany Scrivener.
DeMonte Samuel Allen.
Katie Darlene Wharton.
Ugochi O'Haley.
James Lupe Wilborn Jr.
Brianna Lachelle Williams.
Katrina Rochelle Etheridge.
Doranza Lynn Ine Jaloras Phillips Gill.
Karen Renee Johnson.
India Monet Neal.
Alicia Carolyn Wingate.
Kenzo Jean Lewis Nat.
Brandon Mitchell DeVille.
Nicholas Reed Emmerich.
Jade Cheyenne Elliott.
Tyler Stanton Griggs.
Stephen Joseph Cushing Jr.
Briar Lee Packard.
Stephen Douglas Johnson II.
Clint Michael Ludwig.
Brian Raymond Page Jr.
Robert Stephen Jensen.
Deron Lavelle Williams.
Jacob James Newberry.
Jalen Jamal Deontay Dean.
Cassandra Christine Washam.
Ryan Cody Allen.
Alicia Cheyenne Boyles.
Joshua Otis.
Jason Durrell Edwards.
Latia Renee Ross.
Eustace Pledger.
Betsy Tatiana Garcia Alvarenga.
Dominic Deshawn Johnson.
Karen Villa.
Alicia Segovia.
Stephanie Clarissa Lopez.
DeAndre Carson.
Christian Stefan Tucker.
Kennedy Randolph.
Jacob Tucker Elliott.
Reese Cornell Fisher.
Shona Nicole Young.
Jason Earl Ellison.
Sarah Elizabeth Van Cleve.
Rashay Latrice Taylor.
Jacob Austin Brown.
Javon Deontay Tolliver.
Kevin Black.
Marcus Stephen Spears.
Kevin Lee Deaton.
Marcus Daniel Rose.
Jackson David Adamson.
Ronell Nichols.
Rodney Lee Alexander Jr.
Ashley Nicole Neiman.
Brianna Nicole Faulkner.
Kelsey Smidley.
Bonnie June Carey.
Addison Lynn Smith.
Jacqueline Marie Coleman.
Natalie Montenegro.
Nicole Ruth Edwards.
Heather Perry.
Alyssa Simone Powell.
Aaron Michael Eyerly.
Cecily Simone Fulalove.
Nolan Patrick Ryan.
Edwin Napoleon Guzman.
Michael Isaac Cox.
Michael Andrew Walker.
Ivalani Yulene Raffaelli.
Hunter Paul Paceto.
Jake Alexander Freebowl.
Timothy Paul Van Golick.
Nicholas Martin Peterson.
Hallie Joe Sly.
Robert James Ledbetter.
Erica Lynn Bess.
Jordan Philip Jamerson.
Laria Lachey Howard.
Corey Michael Prohaska.
Xavier Rose Parison.
Logan Kane Anderson.
Lynette McHale Patton Thompson.
Andrew David Phelps.
Camille Chantel Cooper.
Jesse Anthony Martinez.
Leona Lynette Clark.
Jashawn Armont Jackson.
Kayleen Aubrey Busby.
Brandon Ulysses Jones.
Larissa Amber Dotson.
Christopher Nelson Hartz.
Tyra Marie Husky.
Delshawn Treve Manning.
Charles Anthony Williams II.
Darian Tota.
Jacob Thomas Bentley.
Shelley Lynn Williner.
Miracle Marie Hayslip.
Shaquilin Madge.
Maisha Marie Butler.
Jeremy Lee Snyder.
Amina Ali.
Tara Suzanne Dole.
Tiana Danielle Gaddy.
Larissa Ann Jeffries.
Maisha Robinson Shepard.
Pierre Demont Eubanks.
Zachary Wade Lindquist.
Ariel Lanice Fry Wingate.
Megan Jewel Havener.
Devin LaShawn Nixon.
Jordan Derek Smurl.
Delshayon Laree Haywood.
Maisha Anisha Miller.
Nakaya DeJour Warren.
Donnell Kyrie Holmes.
Silkeisha Monshell Murray.
Nylesia Vinay Lair.
Emil Christopher Warren.
Brian Jamal Stewart.
Bronson Ulysses Jones.
Cameron Perry Cooper.
Karis Ashley Smith.
Tevin Savon Hines.
Daryl Lynn Reed.
Regine Danae Morrow.
Darius DeJuan Edwards.
Petra Danielle Johnson.
Shanisha Morgan.
Courtney Franklin.
Dominique Denise Sutherland.
Daquan Sheffin.
Derek Michael Collins.
Elise Nicole Ward.
Cameron Nicole Maynard.
Richland Nikhil Gladney.
Passionetta Maiquisha Monique Powell.
Itziara Reese Ruiz.
Stevie Darian Asbury.
Todney Nicole Simone Killam.
Kaya Jade Carr.
Chase Allen Canomas.
Cheyenne Mignon Davis.
Bobby Bradley Jr.
Damon David Lewis.
Imaya Joy Newsome.
Damian Lee Lewis.
Hold on.
Jamie Lamont Nix II.
Richard Paul Smith.
Andrea Alexis Chisholm.
Michael Jonathan Graham.
Brooke Elise Butler.
Zakiah Vaughn Marshall.
Bailey Carlinda Fair.
Isabel Aline Cerna.
Denisha Ann Boston.
Brittany Pearl Cerna.
Sierra Rose Kennedy.
Allison Jewel Cerna.
Taquan Willis.
Cody James Smith.
Zach Sloan Jr.
Austin Carl Francis.
Gerald Leon Lytle Jr.
Connor Joseph Smith.
Jamon Davis.
Madison Alexis Miller.
Raheem Pree.
O.V. Varela.
Jermaine Giles.
Martin Carrillo.
Cedric Tipple.
Cassidy Nicole Rector.
Foster Wayne Miller. Just wait, please.
Ravier Ariana Shepard.
Phoenix Gabriel Wiggins.
Nicole Marie Masner.
Tyira Tashay Houston Ransburg.
Aspen Star Juarez.
Alexis Cheyenne Williams.
Oziel Omar Perneda Flores.
Natalie Martinez Pino.
Dana Ingrid Pruneda Flores.
Charla Sharon Danae Brown.
Jose Luis Gonzalez.
Sarmad Ahmed.
Aaron Ray Hill.
Julian Lorenz Payne.
Mark Anthony McDonald.
Jesse James Cunningham.
Brendan Corey Tran.
Anthony Jordan Osborne.
Tyler Dean Locklear.
Ryan Wayne Katz.
Brendan Michael Holland.
Melanie Grace Southworth.
Darren Mitchell Jones Jr.
Ashlyn Sky Dow.
Michael Antonio Hicks Jr.
Taylor Renee Lindley.
Christopher David Flansburgh.
Karen Guadalupe Celadon.
Stanton Malik Smith.
Zaylee McCall Landis.
Kevin Russell White.
Abigail Margaret Fisher.
Audrey Michaela Drace.
Hannah Marie Coleman.
Joseph Brian McCutcheon.
Mariah Taylor Wallen.
Jonathan Alexander White.
Christina Marie Shireman.
Rebecca Marie Woodward.
Jessica Ann Runyon.
Rachel Lee Anderson.
Lauren Jennifer Horing.
Evan Matthew Steele.
Madeline Jane Scarlett.
Larry Joe Hernandez.
Kelsey Ann Barrett.
Andrew William Best.
James Edward Dickerson Jr.
Noelle Elizabeth Miller.
Denzel Armand Crawley.
Nico Anthony Salvatore Pinzino.
Andre Lawrence Johnson Jr.
Lauren Don Belzer.
Victor Michael Andoni.
Naya Ingram.
Caitlin Nicole Sampson.
Tayshawn Clayton Bell.
Caitlin Nicole Gritz.
Erica Bledsoe. Aida Lillian Rodriguez. Brandon O'Neill Jordan. Cheyenne Marie Davidson.
Good evening. I am Stephanie Fox. Now that we have received the coverage for our diplomas, there are two things left to do. There are two things left to do. Will all the seniors and Raytown High School alumni please stand and join us in singing the honor song? Okay.
They're just so excited.
I know.
All right, now try.
Good evening. I am Stephanie Fox. Now that we have received the coverings for our diplomas, there are two things left to do. Will all the seniors and
Stephanie would like to say something. We'll have time to cheer in just a moment. Let's let Stephanie talk.
Good evening. I am Stephanie Fox. Now that we have received the coverings for our diplomas, there are two things left to do. Will all the seniors and Raytown High School alumni please stand and join us in the singing of the alma mater for one last time. Leading the singing will be Mr. Joseph Hill, Director of Bands. The words may be found in the back of your programs. Alumni may be seated. Seniors, please remain standing. As we prepare to change our tassels, I see this not only as a rite of passage, but also as a change in the way we live our lives from this day on. When we change our tassels, we are no longer looked upon as just a kid. We will be expected to act as adults and take care of our responsibilities, whatever they may be. Seniors, at this time, please join me in moving our tassels from the right to the left side, signifying we are graduates. Congratulations, class of 2013.